Welcome back.
Ladies and gentlemen, to RNG episode 44.
43.
All right. This is a classic, me forgetting the episode. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a European exchange student joining us for the podcast. He's going to be telling us all about Swedish culture, heritage, and everything going on
Swedish
in Europe.
fish.
Welcome. Yeah, Freddie TF2.
Yeah. Hello, and thank you.
Also known as Freddie.
Yeah,
Fredward.
or
Fredward.
Fredrik in Swedish. But online, I go by the very secret pseudonym Freddie.
So, what were we talking about? We had something that we were going to talk about.
Oh yeah, okay. So WoW Saga. Can I just end this WoW Saga thing
Okay.
real quick
All
before
right,
we
yeah.
jump into Freddie? Yeah. Well, I'll catch Freddie up too because I know Freddie doesn't listen to the podcast. But Freddie, so basically, what's been happening is that I've been no laughing WoW for like the past 6 months, and a lot of crazy shit has happened within the game. Okay, I've made friends. I've built relationships. I've built a community from nothing. I've built a community. Okay, incredible people that I've met. Fun people to play games with. But recently, I've decided no longer will I be a part of this community. I have other shit to do in my life. I got to unsub. So I unsubscribed from WoW. I have about 56 hours or something left in the game. And yesterday, actually for the past week, I've told everyone that I'm leaving, right? I didn't tell everybody in the guild. There's at least like 100 people. But I told like about like 20 people, like the officers and shit in the guild. And they were like, really fucking sad. Like it looked like it seemed like on Discord they were about to cry, and I felt really sad. I was like, fuck, can I should I unsub? Like, is this? I feel bad. Like maybe I'm going back on everything right now, but unsub is still gonna happen. But the thing I want to talk about was the other day someone whispered me in the game, and they were like, yo, do you still live in like the Northern California area? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, dude, I can get you a job nearby. It's like $36K with commission. It's like a sales job. You just kind of like, we'll train you and everything. If you want, I can just get you the job and then you could just keep playing WoW. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is something I want to do. But yeah, I got to talk to the guy after this podcast. He said in like an hour or two, I'm going to have a little convo about him, about the job opportunity, see what's going on with that. But yeah, that's like the WoW Saga, boys. I think it ends there for the WoW Saga.
That's the wrap up.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's the wrap up.
Okay.
Little job opportunity at the end there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That is
Cool.
really cool.
Wow. Yeah.
So now we'll have to follow up on the job saga.
That's
Get
been
that
a journey.
hashtag going.
All right, yeah. Let's pivot to Freddie here because it's not every day that we have a guest on the podcast, right?
We never have guests on the fucking podcast.
This is a special moment.
I'm curious,
We need
who
more
else has been on the podcast? I know Dane has been on the
Who
RNG
has
podcast.
been on the? You're the first guest this season. I actually
Ooh,
kind of
that's
lied
true.
because we did have Dane on, but that was recorded such a long time ago it doesn't even count.
Technically, it doesn't count. Yeah, you're right.
So
Freddie
you're
is
the
the
first
first.
guest of the season, yeah.
What an
How does
honor.
that feel, Freddie?
Well, season 4 of any sort of media product is always the best season. So I feel like I'm the most important guest,
True.
probably. So yeah, it's a great honor. And I'm happy to be here. I'm a little bit curious if you guys decide on topics before you record or if you just sit down and press record and then talk to each other.
Freddie,
We
you
just
don't get to episode 43 without some planning, you know.
So how come I wasn't included in the planning? I don't know what we're talking about today.
We like to leave the guest in the dark a little bit.
All right.
True. We spent about 2 weeks planning for every episode prior to the week starting. Very
course.
rigorous Google docking. We like to do our research, and you know what I'm saying? Everything we say is highly researched.
Yeah.
Speaking
No, I
of
can
which,
tell that.
Fredward, how's Sweden? How's Sweden doing? What's going on there?
Sweden is doing great.
Yeah.
Our winters are disappearing though. Like where I live right now, we haven't had snow at all this winter, which is just, we're losing our brand as a country.
Speaking of climate change, wait, is Greta Thunberg? Is that how I'm saying her name right? Is she from Sweden?
That's right.
Do you guys? Is she like a national fucking hero at this point, dude? The work that she's done towards fucking climate change, is she recognized at all?
She is very recognized. Yeah. Yeah. There's people that don't like her here as well as in any other country.
What do you think of her, Freddie?
I think she's a goddamn champ.
I like that.
Sticking up for his fellow Swedes.
Yeah, no,
These are the hot takes.
He's doing good stuff.
We don't stick up for each other over here.
Yeah,
That's true.
you're loud and you don't stick up for each other.
We don't care about anybody but ourselves over here.
All right. Yeah.
It's pretty fucked. But you know what isn't fucked? What isn't fucked is our comment section, because people have been commenting a lot of shit, which like I don't ever read the comment section a lot. But
What do you mean you don't read the comment section a lot? There's like
I don't read
2
it.
comments a video.
I don't fucking even click on the videos half the time. Dude, you send me, here's the thing. So this is the process, right? So like you'll finish the podcast, you'll send it to me. And then I don't know why you send it to me because I never listened to it, right?
The truth comes out.
I never listened to it. I'm just like Freddie. I don't listen to our podcast. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. Me and Freddie are in the same boat. But
I listened to the latest episode today to do my research to understand what I was getting into.
Oh.
And I also read the
think?
title of the episode before that, and it felt like topics that really spoke to me right now, because I am very much trying to not be a dreamer but a doer, and also get into a flow state. And I'm trying to get some good habits going and change my life in a positive direction.
And do you feel like the RNG podcast really just, nailed those topics for you?
Definitely, and more than that, I felt like they connected with me and awoke something inside me, the desire to really start doing things and, quit WoW. And start my life.
Did you also quit WoW?
Yeah, I did. I started WoW
good.
when it came out, and then I quit it the next month. But
Nice,
it was a pretty big step to quit WoW.
I really appreciate you telling us this in person, Freddie, but I would have appreciated it even more in a comment, you know?
Well, maybe on this episode I'll comment something insightful.
That'd be good.
Boys, the bills don't pay themselves is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I'm going to need to see a little bit more engagement on the comment front. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, no, that's dope. I'm glad those episodes spoke to you. I think a lot of times when we sit down and do this, it's more so just it's cathartic in a way, because we sit here and we just talk. And there's no Google Docking or anything like that. Yeah, there's
no preparation. It's all from the heart.
It's all from the heart and the brain, so it's just in the moment, and I like that. It's cathartic. Sometimes topics come up, but oftentimes I will say that Grizzly carries the fuck out of this podcast, because he'll come in with the best topics, like the dreamers and doers thing was his idea, and there's like multiple ideas that he has that just sparks like an hour worth of discussion,
And then I typically also listen to the podcast, but.
And I'm assuming you edit it and upload it.
Yeah.
Okay, don't make me look like I don't offer anything to this. I don't really offer much to the podcast aside from talking on it, but it's the brand. It's RNG. It is what it is.
It's the brand.
It's not RNF. It's not Raj and Freddie. You know what I mean? It's the boys.
True. It could be though. If this
RFG
episode does well.
Yeah.
So Freddie, let's talk a little bit here.
How well do you think this video will do, Fred? I'm just joking. Go ahead.
My name is gonna draw in a few clicks, that's for sure.
That's good.
You average around 130 views on these videos, right?
I don't know. I mean, you tell us. Sounds like you've done your research.
This might be 136 or something like that.
Wow.
If all of my fans come rolling.
We're
in.
really just kind of using you as bait for bigger fish. Once they see Freddie's on, then we'll be getting some big guests like Noah. Who else do we have in the queue?
Noah's huge. We got to get Noah in.
Huge.
He's actually becoming something.
Yeah.
Something of a decent, person, almost.
Are you in his movies?
Not yet. He hasn't
Not yet.
invited me.
You didn't go out there? You didn't for the debut? What the fuck, kid?
Oh.
No, I just no, you should have, dude. Noah would have. I could totally see you in a Noah Twine original picture, man.
That would be cool. I just want to like stand in the background.
I also want to stand
looking slightly awkward. Yeah,
Same.
I don't want to do anything in particular.
I want to be the main actor, dude.
Noah, we know you're listening, so
Yeah.
I mean, let's make it happen, man.
This is the bait for Noah to listen. Let's be honest. This is the stepping stone podcast to the
Do
real
the listeners
podcast
of the
coming out
RNG
next
podcast know who Noah is? Is that a household name around these parts?
That's a household name, baby.
It is.
All right. Awesome.
No, actually, they don't know, but they'll know eventually. This is kind of like a teaser, you know?
Yeah. Imagine when Noah is, the next Steven Spielberg.
True.
And people go back to this episode of your podcast, and we're already talking about him. It's gonna be It's gonna
We're
get a
really
lot
on
of
the
views.
cutting edge here.
We
Enough
are
talking
man.
about Noah, all right?
Yes.
Enough talking about the kid. We'll get him on later. This is about Freddie and his ability to be himself, A very...
All right.
What do you mean? That's like him every fucking day, dude.
Right,
We gotta
that's what
get
I'm
to the
saying.
juice. We gotta get to the juicy drama.
Okay,
of
get to the
Freddie
juicy
TF2.
drama.
Do you want to get to the? Are you ready for this, Fredward? I'm gonna hit you with some crazy shit here, dude.
All right.
Some shit that you've suppressed for years and years. I'm gonna bring it up, dude. This is it right
God.
here. Okay. Okay, you ready for this? What Freddie was known as Freddie TF2. There was a series that he created for the TF2
God.
game that was
Here we go again.
it was a great series. It was a really good series. It got
Really a
lot of
launching
views.
point for his TF2 career.
It was also a launching point for another YouTuber who decided to take this content and create his own career out of it. And I'm just wondering, after all this time, what's like your take on that situation? How do you feel about it in 2020?
So the situation was that I made a series called Alternative Playstyles for Team Fortress 2, where I made like a fancy little intro and I presented the best or the quirkiest loadout that I could possibly figure out for each class. And then some guy came along and basically copied the concept and largely the visual presentation of my little series. And his name was Muselk.
Cut
And
that.
he-
Cut that.
Mr.
It was Bleep.
Musa.
He's our
Wait,
next
we can't.
interview.
Is
Cut
this
that.
story interesting if we don't know who is? Okay. A now well-known YouTuber and Twitch streamer did the thing. Yeah, and I hadn't thought about that situation until you now mentioned it. So it's not affecting my day-to-day life in a major way, I wouldn't say, but I think about it every
Every night.
Yeah.
As you toss and
No,
turn.
now that you mention
in
it,
your
I'm
bed.
like, well, maybe that could have been me. What if he just
Yeah.
told people to watch my video instead of making his own version of it?
No, that'd be
you
giving
know,
credit. You can't be doing that.
Stealing is the highest form of flattery, Freddie.
Definitely.
It's not. I don't think it is.
Stealing is the highest one.
I think it's the highest form of monetization. I don't know if it's really the highest form of flattery.
He did after my army of fans went after him. He did give credit. And that's, again, what sort of launched my quote-unquote YouTube career. So, and it was good for me in a view-based mindset. So I sort of appreciated it. But
I relate to that because I had something happen to me too. Do you remember pros versus the YouTubers versus pros?
yes.
Who are you talking? Are you talking to me too? Sure.
Both. Well, I mean, it's a fucking pod. There's two of you in here. What do you mean?
I don't think
gotta-
Freddie or I were invited to be on the YouTuber team, but that's not the
Wait,
point.
I didn't invite you to? I thought I did.
Man, it's no big deal. It's fine.
I don't know who the roster was. I was trying to get the A-list motherfuckers. All right, dude. Listen, this is a little.
Hey,
you know
I mean,
what
you know,
I
whatever.
It's a
That's
little
fine, whatever.
A-list, dude. All right. To be honest, I don't remember. I don't remember who the roster even was. I was just bringing up the video because I remember I made the video. I worked really hard on it. Then I got G Juice to go and make me the whole outro. So he worked really hard on it. So we collabed and we made this like really good fucking video. And then literally the day that the video dropped, I'm not gonna name the other YouTuber, but he literally took my video and then fucking uploaded it, and then he just like changed nothing. Like it was like the same video. He just re-uploaded it on his channel, but he was bigger, so everyone just thought that was his fucking video, dude. And it was, and then I called him out, and then he took it down. But it was, I don't know. I relate to that. It's this process of people like taking your shit. You know what I mean? It's
that's like up. Literally just somebody stealing what you did. Like that's not like somebody copying your idea. That's literally somebody ripping your video and uploading it on their channel. I think that's a little. I think that's a little different.
He pirated my video. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. His was uploaded, had a little more artifacts in it. You know.
Yeah.
I've never had that happen to me because
I'm sure
my videos are so high effort that nobody wants to go through the effort of copying them. So, it's no big deal.
How would they copy your videos? Because you're the most personality-oriented channel we have out of the friend group. How is it? Because if everyone copies your video, it's like they have to be you. It has to be like your second account. Like, how are they going to pull off copying a Grizzly Berry video?
I mean, they get their own group of friends to do it, you know?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Freddie, so
anyway.
Fucking TF2, are you playing it? Like, what's going on with that? You're making content? What's new with that, dude? What's new with that? What's going on?
I'm not playing so much Team Fortress 2 anymore. My last video was uploaded. Is it? Shit, I don't remember. Is it 2 years ago now?
Was that the Christmas one?
No, no, it should have been. Maybe.
What do you mean no?
The last video was the quest for a fart kill, where I go around different maps as the Pyro from Team Fortress 2, and I try to get a taunt kill with the jetpack, in which you fart on the enemy gamer. And it's definitely my most proud video. I'm really proud of that one. Okay. Not really, but it did do really well. Which is weird. It's like my last ever uploaded video is the video with the most views on my channel, and then I just quit making videos because.
Wait, where's the Christmas video at?
The Christmas video? It's on my channel.
What Christmas video?
Did you unlist? I don't see it.
I did unlist it.
Oh, Absolute Smith Hits 2016.
Yeah, there it is.
Dang, you've been putting out a lot of videos since then.
Yeah. Have you not been watching?
I mean, I thought I had been.
Dude,
let me just say we do appreciate that we're in your featured channels section over there.
Are we?
I mean, the RNG Podcast is, and I am. The King Raja channel isn't, but...
He doesn't watch King Raja, that's why.
A little bit awkward.
It's okay. I mean,
it's okay. You don't
fine.
have to put me on your featured. You're not on my featured, so I feel like at the end of the day.
Wow.
Everyone's getting exposed as fuck.
Hey, both of you guys are in my featured, so I mean, it's fine.
No, but okay, so
guy of the squad.
One thing I will say is when I was like really deep in the TF2 world and just making content for it, one of the things I really valued at the time was people who were making content that wasn't like the normal like comment, like the Star videos, because back then like Star was like everyone's fucking idol, I guess. Like everyone wanted to be like Star or Germa, right? Yep. So a lot of people modeled after them, but I really respected people that didn't do that. Like they were working in their own creative way, creating their own shit, using SFM or whatever tools that they had at the time. And I remember watching a lot of the SFM that you were creating at the time. Like it was actually really interesting because you went in there and you had like your own creative vision. And like, like a director usually has like actors in a scene and it's like a whole process, but you were almost like a director, but within SFM. Like you had your own actors inside of it and you would direct it, create these scenes and shit. Like, what was like your motivation with all that stuff? Like, did you just kind of do that, just messing around? You just wanted to try something new out?
Yeah, I think that was like, I never really had any big like vision or, huge goal with it. I was just, as you said, messing around and seeing what I could make. But, I always had the the mindset of, doing quality over quantity. So I'd always spend hours and hours on a video. And if I had something that I knew what I wanted it to look like in my head, I spent a lot of time making sure it looked like that and not, like some cheap version of it.
Did you ever get to the point where it matched exactly how you envisioned it, or was it always like somewhat off?
Because
that's always the hardest thing.
A lot of times it
like,
matched like surprisingly well, because I knew what I was capable of making. I was like, and I thought about how I was gonna make it while I was thinking about how I wanted it to look, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I sort of kept within my scope. But yeah, so that's how I went about it. But I always thought about it in a way as my brand as well, as you were talking about the live commentaries of Star and Jerma and stuff. I always thought you can't start where they started because it was already a saturated scene when I got into it. So I had to have something that made me stick out. If I just commentated over gameplay, there's no reason to watch me over what's already out there. So I wanted
So
to
like you
make,
had like a vision
stuff.
for the brand. Like you had like a brand in mind. Like you were like Freddie TF2. Like this is.
I mean,
it's
not
like
at the start.
Idea.
Because if you look at the first episode in the alternative playstyles, that's literally just me sitting down and pressing record. And then I came up with like the theming of the video in post. So I didn't even realize, I wasn't thinking I'm going to make an episode of alternative playstyles, my new series on YouTube. I was just playing with the loadout I happen to have equipped, and then I called it that, in retrospect. But it sort of evolved into that because I realized I had a lot of patience that a lot of people don't have, so I could spend a lot of time making videos instead of, pumping them out. So I focused on the editing and making stuff well visually presented, and I thought that was a lot of fun, and I still do.
That's because I'm gonna open this up to both of you because one of the most interesting things to me is how a person can get into the YouTube space, but like they have this, they either come in with an idea of a brand or without a brand idea, and they just kind of like sort of create, like you were saying, like they sort of just create whatever vision that they have or whatever they think is fun. Maybe Dylan might be able to relate to this as well. That's how I kind of started as well. But eventually, like you were saying, there does come a point where like your brand starts like kind of shifting. Like you have like an idea for like how you want to present yourself and like what your image should be. Like for both of you guys, what was like the point where you were like, okay, this is my brand. Like this is how I want to like project my content to people.
What was that point?
Yeah, like was there like ever like was it like a video or like a certain point in time that did it for you? No, it just never.
No,
okay.
I don't feel like I have a brand. I feel like my channel is brandless, and that's been one of my struggles. I've never established my channel or myself as a brand.
Isn't Grizzly Berry a brand? Like I look at it like it's a brand, right?
I don't think so. I think my content's too all over the place to really be a brand. I've just kind of done what I wanted to do, and then I put it up. I don't really think about it as like a cohesive piece. It's like if somebody makes an album, right?
Yeah.
You want it to be a cohesive piece of art. Like everything flows together, everything fits within this general idea. And I think that's like the same idea for like a YouTube channel. If you're looking at it as a form of art or as like a cohesive piece, right?
Right.
I think you have to look at it and be like, does this fit the channel that I want to be a part of? Like, does this fit my vision for what I want the channel to be?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then you scrap it. And I've never had a vision for what I want the channel to be, so I don't feel like I have a brand personally because I've never sat down and said, this is how I want to represent myself in the channel.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that feeling because I feel like my entire YouTube adventure was like a long panic attack over what I'm gonna make next. I was looking for a series that I was like, okay, I can make this one forever and just pump out episodes, but that never happened. So yeah, I was sort of doing the same thing where If I had an idea, I made a video on it. But if I didn't, it was just a big gaping hole in my upload schedule. So I was always all over the place as well.
Yeah.
Well,
I
okay.
think
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to talk here. All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think what Freddie said, I think a lot of people, including myself, we look for that one series that we can lock onto and say, this is what my channel is known for. It's this series. And like in both of our cases, mine and Freddie's, we both have that, where Freddie has alternative playstyles and I have horse. But I think the problem that you run into is, at least for me personally, after a while, you don't get any sense of fulfillment from making those videos. Like you run out of excitement for it. You run out of like what you started doing it for in the first place. And it's like, yeah, the goal is to have this successful series, but how can you continue to revisit that series and have it not become stale?
Right.
Very true. And that's a topic as well. If, because a lot of YouTubers have that problem where they make a series that gets very popular, and then whenever they upload something that's not that series, they get, a bunch of mean comments and just most people saying they'd rather see what they usually do, and you sort of get locked into it. And that's for TF2 in general, that's just the topic that's always sort of being discussed on social medias by the creators, that you get locked into TF2. If you ever make a TF2 video, you can never make a video on another game. And, that's just on a bigger scale than if you make a popular series, you can't make anything else than that.
I've always found that relationship between the viewer and the creator interesting, because like you were saying, like a creator could say, I don't want to make the series anymore. I want to make a new type of content. But the thing about making a new content is it's not going to be good. Your first video, you got to like ease into it. You got to figure out like how this works, right? And when they do make the new content and the viewers go like, no, we want the old stuff. Fuck this new stuff. I don't want to see this shit. On one side, I can understand how they feel, because they're thinking that this new content isn't as good as the old stuff. But from the creator side, it's like you have to go through the shit content to get to the good shit. You know what I mean? It's like a process, right? And I think there's like a level of impatience that comes with the viewers, and that kind of like turns it either burns out YouTubers and they stop making content altogether, or I don't know, they just kind of fight through it and just make the new content anyways. And a lot of times they lose their entire buzz because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's always that's a really tricky, like, I don't know how to even like solve that, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's super dependent on like how your fan base is and how you are as a creator.
Yeah, I think that's something that all artists struggle with. And I hate using the term artist to describe myself or like YouTubers, because it sounds really pretentious. But it's like, when you're making something, you're doing it for yourself, essentially. Like, that's how I feel anyway. I always make the content that I want to make. And I feel like the viewer, I hope, is sticking around because they want to see what I want to do. It's like, if you stick around for a series, like, people change over time, and you see it all the time with musicians, where they'll release one album and then the next album is completely different, right? And the fan base like throws up their arms and goes like, what is this? But it's like, you can't expect this. It's like Freddie and I were saying with the series, you can't expect people to produce the same content forever. Like, people grow and change, and they want to make different things.
Have you guys or actually, when is the last time you guys have had a conversation with Dane about YouTube, or just, I guess, a conversation
about
in general?
YouTube?
Yeah, I guess his channel or content in general.
A while.
Yeah,
a while, right? I think I might have talked to him. I wouldn't say recently. Well, I mean, I guess it was last year. I think we had a conversation about YouTube, and he was talking to me about, because I'm working on this like comedy show and shit, and so I was talking to him about that, and it got to the topic of him making engineer videos, and it's kind of interesting because you guys are talking about how people get locked into like a certain type of content, and every time I would ask him like, yo, so like, what are you gonna do once you get bored of like the engineer thing, like the whole TF2 thing? Like what's do you have like like an alternative path, I guess? And he was like, well, I have another channel where I'm gonna do like Pokemon videos because he's like super into fucking Pokemon. He's like a huge Pokemon nerd. So he's thinking about doing something like that. But a big thing that we ended up realizing was that like I guess some people really just enjoy that type of content forever or for as long as like they want to create content, and that's why it's like so subjective. I guess like some people like I guess viewers get weird because there's some creators that love doing the same shit forever, so they expect everyone to follow that formula, right? And not everyone is the same, so I don't know. It's this constant like back and forth for sure. It's hard. It's a hard question.
Yeah, Dane is sort of an argument against what me and Dylan were saying about sticking to a series or a theme, because he's somehow made it work. He's played one game and one specific part of that game for his entire YouTube career, and it's still working. He's one of the biggest names in the TF2 content creator scenes. I haven't seen many uploads from him lately. I don't know what he's up to, but it's been working out for him so far. So I think there are people that can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think maybe what kind of separates Dane from the series where you lock into a series is his videos aren't typically like, they aren't all part of the same series. He does have a few series that he does do, but he doesn't have like one long running series. Like I want to look at his channel and say, oh yeah, all these videos are part of the same collection. Like
That's
he'll
true.
do
Right.
videos based around the engineer, but I think when it comes down to it, you're just limited by your creativity. So like Dane's a pretty creative guy, and he'll have different themes. He'll have like themes within his videos about engineers. I know in the past he said, sometimes I'll just pick like a movie that I like and I'll make an engineer video, but I'll kind of build it around that theme. So I think he's done like Back to the Future before, and he'll say like, I pick like music for that, and I like the visuals, and he kind of ties it all into this like neat little package. So it's like, he's always creating engineer videos, but they're not the same video, I guess.
Yeah.
To his credit, though, he's not your average creator, because the dude is like, in my eyes, like Dane is like he's like a director almost, like the way that he operates in content. Like he really like, it's like an ensemble for him. Like he'll get the music and all this stuff, like you were saying. Like he like layers everything together to create this final picture. But I don't know. It's like a lot of creators. It goes back to the brand thing you were saying, right? Like I think his brand is engineer. So like everything he creates has the theme, but yeah, it's not always the same type of like video every single time. It works to his advantage a lot.
And it's also really freaking like naturally funny, which helps a lot. Like you can make a video about basically anything, and just him talking about it's going to be entertaining because he's just a funny dude.
I think that's a skill that people, I don't know, it depends. Okay, so like the thing about being funny and being an entertainer and being, branding yourself, I think branding is really important, because at the end of the day, it's not even like how, I guess, like the people brand you, because people can look at you and go like, you're always going to be a TF2 YouTuber. Oh, Freddie, Grizzly, TF2. Like they'll never look at you guys as anything more unless like you push that envelope or you do something else, right? Or you just choose to like walk away from it. But I think a big thing is like when you establish a brand, you go like, okay, this is what Grizzly Berry is. This is what Freddie is. You know what I mean? And then you just start creating content based around that brand. I think you can develop a sense of, I wouldn't say sense of humor, but you can develop a funny about you, or you can develop like whatever skill set it takes to like keep entertaining at that level, I think it's like a process. It just takes time, but I think everything starts when you establish a sense of a brand,
I don't know, because I think I disagree, because I think establishing a brand is fine if that's what you want to do, but I think other people, it's like, for me, when I put out a video, I'm like, yeah, that was good, but what can I do next? I'm never content with just like sitting back and putting out a video that's similar. Like I've obviously done that, but that doesn't mean I'm happy about it. That doesn't mean I sit there and say, oh yeah, that's a good video. I always want to be able to make my next video better than my last. And I think, being able to chase that and saying, okay, I want to do something different with this video. I want to do something I haven't done before. I think when you're chasing that kind of concept, I think it's difficult to establish a brand, because you're always trying things that are new. And for me, it's like,
okay.
I don't make videos for an audience. When I make a video, I don't go into it and go, what does my audience want to see? What can I do that will bring in viewers? What can I do that will help my brand? I go into it and I say, what do I want to make? What do I think would be cool? What do I think would be interesting? And then I make that and I upload it, and hopefully the viewer enjoys it. And if they don't, whatever. I mean, like, some of my videos I've made that I think are pretty good don't have a ton of views on them, but like I still enjoyed making it. And it's like the act of creating that video. That's why I do it. It's not because I'm trying to build a brand or be cohesive. It's because that's what I want to make.
Right. Okay. I could see that too.
Yeah, I think that speaks about, your motivation about making videos, though, because you're not, your main goal is not to make money or become super big or successful. It's more about making what you want to make and pursuing what you want to see in your own videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was all about getting as many views as possible, or reaching some sort of milestone, then maybe the focus would be more on what's going to be successful and what's going to be good for the channel at a larger scale.
Correct.
See, that's the thing about building a channel, about your personality as well. If your personality is your brand, then you can make basically anything, and people are watching because it's you doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of what I struggled with my channel, because I never felt like my personality was very important. It was more sort of how polished my videos were and how much time I spent editing them. So, it could have as well been someone else talking in the video as long as I produced it. It felt like.
And I relate to that. And I feel like Raj does not relate to that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. When Freddie said like way early on that his whole career was like a panic attack on YouTube, that's how it felt for me too. Like, it was a legitimate panic attack. Like, because I didn't even know. Because I don't know. Like, maybe I don't relate to that nowadays because I'm looking at it differently. But when I was like first like making content, I didn't know if like people were there for fucking TF2 or for how good my videos were. Like, I was just creating shit on the basis of like this idea that at any moment these people could just lose interest in me, right? So I was just like, okay, I got to make shit to the best of my ability. I take like a week to drop a video and get really crazy with it. But yeah, no, I don't know. I guess for me, like, I don't look at brand as like a monetary thing. Like, I don't see it as like for the people, right? Like, I think typically when you think of a brand, you think of like something that brings in revenue, or you think of something that has to do with like an audience. I guess I sort of look at brand as in like a personal sense. Like how do you want to see the brand for yourself? Like what satisfaction can that bring you? So I guess like I can't relate to it because when I was making King Raja stuff, a lot of the stuff for me was like I was branding mentally to myself. Like, I want to create these characters and I want to have this storyline. I want to make it this way. I wasn't so much thinking about the brand, how it appeared to other people. I guess I was more so thinking inwards and like trying to like create it for myself. But that's interesting though. I appreciate your guys' viewpoint on it too, because that's something that I felt too at one point. So that's good that you guys brought that up.
Good that we brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about our past, right? We talked about TF2 YouTube. Freddie hasn't uploaded a video for 2 years. I think I'm around the 2-year mark. Raj, I don't even know where you're at.
Fuck it. I don't know either, to be honest.
But let's talk about the future.
Ooh.
Since we have Freddie here, I know Freddie is close to finishing school.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'll say audio engineering for lack of a better. I don't know if you want to clarify that, Freddie, what you've been studying.
Well, it's so hard. I don't know what my diploma is gonna say when I graduate. I haven't really looked into it. But I've been studying like music for video games, which is such a niche education, but it's been super like cool and fun to study. But now, as my years at this school are coming to a close, I've sort of realized that I don't think I'm going to be doing this with my life. So I might just hop on another school after this.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Because I know you're in Sweden, right? And your education is paid for through, the public, right? As far as like tax revenue.
Yeah, to a certain extent, and then you can take sort of loans to study. So that's what I've been doing. It's not like in America where you have to just
sell your soul.
Exactly. I was looking for a way to phrase that. But you still get a bit of a student debt. It does feel really wasteful to study for 3 years and not have anything to show for it, basically. But yeah, there's a lot of you're encouraged to study in Sweden in a lot of ways, and that's really cool. They've sort of made it harder nowadays. Like back in the days, you could be a student forever and just take courses and different educations and just sort of live off of the money that you were offered from the state. But now there's a limit on it, so I'm gonna reach that pretty soon if I keep studying. But I still want to do it because I want to become something real.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I feel like I sort of started talking in the middle of something you were saying there. I feel like you weren't done.
I was completely done. Raj, were you saying anything?
No.
Oh.
I was just listening.
So music production might be more of a correct way of saying what you're doing instead of audio engineering. So you get out and you're like, I don't want to do that. I spent a couple years studying it. It was cool. It was a good experience. I met some cool people. I did some cool stuff. Yeah. Say you go back to school, right? Are you planning on going back for like a whole nother degree, or are you looking at what's the timeline look like for that sort of thing?
Okay, so right now I'm sort of between ideas. I know you and I talked in private a little bit about, what was it called in English? Like
computer science?
Yeah, something like that. And that's definitely a path that I could, see myself taking, because it's an education it's only 3 years, and you get paid pretty well, really well for only studying 3 years for it.
Right.
But now lately I've also I've been watching How to Get Away with Murder. And now I'm sort of interested in studying, law and trying to become some sort of a lawyer here in Sweden.
Law's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Because it's super. I've always been okay at school. I've had an easy time because I have a good memory and I'm pretty good at taking tests. So I have pretty good grades from like my, what's it called, high school in English. Yeah. So I'm around where I could probably get into a law school education, and I feel like it would really challenge me, which this education in music production for video games hasn't really been intellectually.
Music production's just been a joke.
I mean, I'm not saying that, because it's really hard to make good music, and I'm not saying I can do it at all, but it hasn't been challenging in a bookwormy studying for many hours kind of way. And I sort of want to challenge myself in that way and see if I can do it. And it would be like a super cool job as well, but that is also like a really long education, so it would be a big commitment to go for.
I was gonna say, it's like law school here in America is like, I want to say it's 6 years.
That's a long time.
But our typical degrees are 4 years, because we have, I'm not sure how it is in Sweden. I've heard over in Europe, your education once you graduate from high school is more specific, where in America, when we go to university, we get a general education on top of what we're majoring in. So like, even though I've been majoring in software engineering, I've still had to take classes over like sociology and like biology, basically expanding on the knowledge that you already learned in high school. That's why our degrees are like so long. Like, you say, like a computer science degree in Sweden is 3 years. Here in America, it's 4, but like if you took out all the fluff that's not really relevant to a CS degree, it'd probably be 3 years or maybe even 2.5.
That's interesting. Is there like what's the reason that there's?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Just like more educated in general.
Yeah, I mean, they just want you to have like a more well-rounded education, which is like, I'm cool with that, and I agree that we should educate our population, but I feel like that's what high school should be for.
Yeah.
Because our high school is kind of a joke, and I feel like they could cover a lot of what they cover in the first few years of university in high school. But we don't, because, I don't know, probably money or something.
I mean, that makes sense. If, like, in high school, you learn what you're supposed to know as an adult. Like, you're
Right.
supposed to know certain bodily functions and, like, where France is on a map. But, like, once you get out of that and actually pay to go to a university, you sort of just want to learn what you need to know for your job that you're going to go for after that. That's interesting. I mean, there's some fluff in Swedish schools as well. There's like, it's not 100%,
Right.
Focused like that. But
We've got some fluff, Freddie.
yeah, you haven't seen fluff until you've seen American fluff.
That is so true.
The whole college university system here is fucking fluff, dude. That's so fucking fluff.
It's not fluff. We have one of the best. We have one of the best.
Dude.
I think
We
like out of the
don't,
top
dude.
10 universities in the world, I think the US has like 6 or 7 of them. We have a very good university system.
And they're fucking trash, dude. They're fucking trash. No, I'm just joking. I feel like universities are cool here. It just depends. Like if you're rich, you'll have a good time. If you're poor, you probably won't. But that's just, I guess that's most of the world at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just life.
It's not good to be poor. Good luck.
Nah.
Trying to get a fucking education out here. That's dope. Well, okay, wait, Freddie. I have one, because I was gonna say this whole time I've been kind of quiet, but I realized this is how fucking Dylan feels like every podcast when I'm talking. So it feels good actually, just to kind of sit back and have other people conversate. But fuck it, Freddie. I have the real question for you, dude. This is what the viewers have been fucking waiting for all this time.
Hit me.
Like, it's cool that you're doing school, dude. I feel you, dude. I feel you, dude. A little education. I feel it. But, all right. What is my boy making a fucking return to YouTube, man? Not even just YouTube, or to content in general. Because I feel like the years that you've taken off, the years that you've enriched yourself with education, with life experiences, you could generate some fucking fire content. Like, have you been working on anything? Have you been thinking about it? What's like your whole take on a comeback?
Here's the response you give, Freddie. Hang on.
All right.
You say something really vague, like, "Oh, I've been working on some content. It's just I'm trying to do something different, trying to do something nobody's ever done before." I mean, typically that's the answer I hear from somebody else when they're asked this question.
Okay,
I'm not referring to anybody specific. But yeah, Freddie, go ahead and answer how you want to answer.
Okay.
All right. Well, I've been thinking a lot about it. I really miss making videos because it's a really good creative outlet, and I really do enjoy it a lot. But I've sort of felt like I haven't had a reason to make a video. I don't really play TF2 anymore, and it feels weird to make a video if I don't have anything I want to like show or do with the video, just to make a video for the sake of making it, which is why I've made some sort of slight return to it in the form of trying to work with other people. I have a little bit of a slight collaboration with Dylan going on.
True.
That you'll see the result of in the coming.
Fuck? You guys got a little side deal? What the fuck?
Time
What is this content? I didn't even hear about this shit.
Now, I'm trying to become more of the guy that people message and be like, "Hey, I need a quick thumbnail or SFM animation or intro for this video. Can you hook me up?" Because
It's been our whole friendship, Freddie, since the start of
True. You haven't
It's actually
really
been
given me any work lately, though, so I've been trying to branch out to other people.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm trying to do that, and it's been really fun. The few assignments that I've gotten, so that's sort of how I'm dealing with my abstinence from creating stuff.
Vocabulary on this guy.
College
I'm
education.
struggling so
Louise.
hard to think of
See,
the
that's
right
not a
word
word they
quickly
teach
enough.
you in America, dude. That's not a word they teach
That's
you.
actually the only word they teach you when you go to sex ed, but it's okay.
Wow.
Or
Oh,
religious
shit.
schools.
Is abstinence even the word I tried to say? I don't even know. What's the
No,
word
yeah,
when you quit a
abstinence
drug
means, like,
and you get
refrain.
the shakes?
That's cool
Hello?
though. I'm glad you're like finding some joy in working for others, even if it's not making your own content. That's good. That's like a step forward towards content eventually, right?
I did announce on Twitter that I was
Yeah.
going to become a Rocket League content creator this year. I
Yes.
haven't really started on that whole project yet, but it's fun. I do miss like being sort of a personality and trying to entertain people as well. And I feel like, as you said, Sai, right? That's your real
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. Cut that. All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. That, you know, these years that I've spent at this school, I've sort of evolved a lot as a person. So, you know, it would be a more, what's the word? I don't know, like advanced Freddie coming back to YouTube. Like,
I like that. You leveled up. You're Super Saiyan 2 now.
there's, you know, I've got a bit more life experience. I got some more confidence. Maybe I can be a more entertaining YouTube personality. I don't know. It would be fun to try.
Dude, Musilk stole your first like Dragon Ball, but you got a couple more now, dude. You got him back, dude. You're ready, dude. You gotta get back in this bitch, dude. I believe.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
I think the real question is, when are you gonna come to America, Freddie? When are you gonna come over here and see what
I
the
don't
life
think you
over here is all
can.
about?
Not with Trump being president. I don't think anyone can come in this fucking country.
Sweden
think
is
it's
on the list
possible.
of banned countries.
Maybe, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking Trump is crazy.
We don't want you guys influencing our government.
Mm-hmm.
You
With
care
the-
about your citizens too much. We can't have anybody, planting the seeds of socialism over
Dude,
here.
Trump already bullies Greta Thunberg, dude, and she's Swedish. So I mean, think how he
True.
feels about everyone else. Yeah, come on now.
It's such a weird dynamic that they're sort of arch nemesises.
Feuding.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd really love to come to America. That has been a dream a long time to just sort of road trip around. And this is also a conversation I had with Dylan. We talk so much all the time.
We talk so much. I don't know where Raj is. He's I mean, it's fine.
Fuck, you guys always like talk and collab without me and shit. And then I find out at the end of a fucking podcast that you guys are like collabing and shit. What the fuck, kid?
It's really funny that we've sort of accidentally touched on everything that Dylan and I have said to each other for the last like months. We've sort of
last like 10 months we've been talking regularly.
exactly every topic that
We
we've
summarize
discussed
that
has
in
been-
50 minutes.
Freddie and I
Is what you're
actually
saying?
have our own podcast. It's called F&G.
I believe it. I believe it at this point. You know what I mean? I believe it. What else is there? Do you guys make your own fucking YouTube channel too? You guys got your own merch?
Well, I mean,
All right.
I didn't want to say anything, but we actually
Don't
have
even
way more
Okay.
viewers over there.
Okay. I don't
So,
doubt it,
Freddie,
dude.
the thing about America, which I'm sure you are aware of, is it's a big country. It's a big ass place. There's a lot going on over here. So if you were to come over here, you'd want to take off like a month, right?
Yeah.
So like,
the cheesy classic thing to do would be to go coast to coast and just sort of see the country.
it'd be sick. Freddie, you come over here and I'll take you coast to coast.
No, don't go to him, Freddie. You gotta come to California first, dude. Because think about it,
I'll hold you
coast
to
to
that.
coast. He lives in the middle of the fucking country. He's not gonna take you anywhere. You come to California, dude. I take you from this coast to the other coast, dude. I got you. We go.
And then
To,
I'll hop on the boat and go back to Sweden on the East Coast.
There you
yeah,
go.
the boat's gonna be in New York. We're gonna road trip from Cali to New York. By the
What?
time the boat leaves, you'll be on it.
That'd
I'm
be
just
so cool,
curious.
though. I want to do that.
I'm curious from like an outsider's perspective. When you think of America, like where are like the interests for you? Like where do you want to visit specifically?
Okay, so I want to visit the West Coast, of
Mm-hmm.
course, because that's
Let's
LA
go,
and
dude.
Venice Beach and all that.
Okay.
And then, the middle of America is just sort of like a big mystery. I don't know what's going on.
It's just a bunch of racist
between
white
the
people.
coasts. I know, like Texas, there's a lot of like bulls
Freddie's
and
white
cowboys.
though, so it's okay.
That's true, but he's not their kind of white, which is like he's like the climate change white. That's what they call him. That's what they call him now. He's the climate change white.
He's got to keep his mouth shut. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because Texas is the South is like there's a lot of sort of media produced about that. There's True Detective that's in like Louisiana or something like that, and there I know about Las Vegas. There's some stuff going on there.
Oh yeah, we can go to
everything in the middle. There's nothing. You don't get any coverage on Utah. There's like what's associated
we're close
with Utah.
to Vegas. We have 5 national parks, which is like a lot, and we're known for like our red rock, like deserty canyons, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
which
see, that's the thing, because I'm sure there's.
You didn't get to see, but yeah.
But no, Utah's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It's really
we're
fucking
close
amazing.
to the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
All right.
so I mean, whatever. But
Yeah,
no,
it's
Utah's sick.
always good when part of what's interesting about you is that you're close to something that's actually interesting.
Hey, we got people fly from all over the country to go skiing here. So if you like to ski or snow, it's snowing literally as I'm talking to you, Freddie. How often has it snowed in Sweden this year?
Well, we ain't got that here in.
It snows like twice a week here.
It's because of climate change, dude.
Yeah,
We're getting all your snow.
unbelievable.
So we've got mountains with snow, so you can go skiing, you can go snowboarding, you can go hiking. In the south part of the state, it's a little warmer, a little drier. We got canyons. It's just a bunch of outdoor stuff. So if you like outdoor stuff,
I do.
Utah's a great place.
See, that's the thing, because I'm sure that there's cool stuff all over America. So I just like to go there and find someone local and be like, hey, show me the good stuff. And then just
Don't ever ask an American.
Stuff.
Don't go to an American ask someone to show you the good stuff. They'll show you some good stuff. They'll show you the good stuff.
You got to create a YouTube channel. It's got to be called The Good Stuff. And the whole idea.
That's a good idea.
The whole idea is that you record your day and you just walk up to strangers and say, "Hey, show me the good stuff," and then you just record wherever they take you.
That's how you get demonetized.
Hey,
real quick.
Put it on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Put it on HBO.
Fucking Vimeo. They have no
Vimeo.
restrictions. Yeah.
You could join Noah on Vimeo.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that's
how
where
would
he
you
uploads
know
his
anywhere?
short films.
I got to come to Europe. We're gonna have to do like we said, a foreign exchange student thing. We'll have to trade me and Freddie.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I like that.
We could do like there's like that TV show. It's called Wife Swap. It's family. It's family friendly.
With swapping people. You choose fucking Wife Swap of all the different media that swaps people. Oh my God.
But it could be TF2 YouTuber swap, and it could be me and Freddie. Freddie could come live here with Kate in Utah, and I could go live in Freddie's house, whatever he's doing.
This is just a way for Grizz to escape his life right now. I think he's just trying to find a way out. This is it.
I was just trying to give Freddie, a little. Freddie, anytime you want to come to America, you're welcome to stay with me.
That's
for free.
Amazing to hear.
We got a blow up mattress you can sleep on.
Dude,
that's awesome.
I got a whole house, dude. You can have a own room. It's not a blow up mattress. It's a real mattress. You get to sleep on a real mattress. Yeah.
Do you own a house?
Yeah, dude.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Raj doesn't own anything. Just
okay. All right. He never lets me have anything, dude. I swear.
Yeah, I just gotta be honest with the viewers. I don't want us to have a reputation for being untruthful.
I feel you. Okay.
That's true. Okay. I'm gonna hold both of you to those offers, though. I'm gonna come over there and just be knocking at your door all of a sudden.
Do it.
Dude, look how he doesn't even offer a place for us. We're over here like, yo, dude, come over, bro. We got a room for us.
I haven't heard him
say one
so
thing.
obvious. I didn't need to say it.
That's true.
Sweden has lost its brand. It stopped snowing. What's the point of going anymore?
That's actually true, dude. Holy shit.
But northern Sweden is still very beautiful, and it's got snow. So
Yeah. When was the last time you went to northern Sweden, Freddie?
I was there this New Year's.
Oh, nice.
Okay, all right. You know what? There you go.
I can't even say he didn't because I don't live in fucking Sweden. He probably went everywhere.
I'm sort of, I've got a reason to go there because I met a girl from up there, and yeah, she's very much in love with the nature and the climate up there, and I agree with her. It's beautiful.
All right,
So-
She can come stay on the blow up mattress too.
Is she a YouTuber?
Hell yeah.
Does she do YouTube? Is she? What's
She's
going
not a
on with that?
YouTuber yet, but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
likes to tell
Oh,
she likes to tell
okay.
people that she's dating a YouTube star.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what we like to
awesome.
hear.
If
awesome.
by the time you come here, maybe I'm up in the north and you can live on my couch up there.
Yeah.
Would I rather
See
be up
some
north?
Swedish snow. Yeah, you definitely. Well, it depends. In the winter, you want to be up there. That's for sure.
How long does it take to go from northern Sweden to southern Sweden? Like, what's the drive time?
The tippy top.
The tippy top.
Biddy bottom.
Yeah.
I don't even know. See, I live sort of I don't live in the southern Sweden. I don't live in southern Sweden. Southern Sweden. I live a little bit up, and then when I say northern Sweden, I basically mean the middle of Sweden, and then everything above that is just mystery country because it's
Damn, Sweden's like it's long and skinny.
yeah. And it takes 8 hours for me to go up to where I was visiting. And then you can drive for 8 more hours and still be in Sweden and just be way more.
Jesus.
Do people live up there?
I don't know. No one knows.
We're about to
I'm
find
looking
out.
on the map. I'm looking on the map, and I'm seeing some little cities. But
We're about to find out when we go up there, dude.
No
is
one's ever
that's
been
like
up there.
so far north? Is that like one of the places where during the winter they have like 20 hours of night?
Yeah, there's
Brutal.
during the winter in Kiruna, which is one of the most northbound cities in Sweden. They just don't. The sun doesn't rise for a certain period. of
Oh
the winter.
God.
Dude, that's a vibe right there, dude. I'm
That's
You
trying
see
where I
the
wanna
horizon
go.
getting brighter, and then the sun just doesn't show up, and it
That's-
gets dark again.
That's a whole mood right there, Freddie. I'm ready for
Yeah.
that shit, dude.
But then the opposite happens during the summer where it's bright
Exactly.
all day. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to sleep
All right.
in the summer.
Well, it's been settled. Freddie's coming to America. We're gonna go to Vegas.
Nice.
Gonna go to the
Go
Grand
see
Canyon.
the Cowboys in Texas.
We'll gamble away
Go
his
see the
TF2
Cowboys.
profits. We'll fucking. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm down. So we'll set it up. And that'll be Freddie's next YouTube video.
Yeah. What's good
let's
with
go,
Freddie TF2?
dude.
What's good?
Now you're
All
Freddie
right.
TF2. Now you're Freddie America, dude. You're just gonna fucking
Yeah.
vlog your adventures.
Freddie,
Making the fucking
Freddie
news.
traveling vlog.
You're just Freddie America
Freddie America is amazing.
because his country
Pretty
wasn't
good
his name
name.
to begin with.
Can that be the title of this video, dude? Freddie America. Can we?
Freddie America. There it is.
Boom. All right, boys. I think
All right, boys and girls
and girls.
and everyone in between.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed our conversation with the wonderful Freddie TF2. I sure did.
I did too. I did
It
too.
was good fun.
Good, clean fun for the whole family. All right.
All right. Well,
Is that
we're
it?
about- Yeah. Wait, hold up. Wait. My
Okay.
bad. I was fucking. I was looking at text. I have one more thing to say to Freddie.
Wow.
Freddie, you ready for this, dude?
Yep.
All right, dude. Hey. I just gotta let everyone know, okay, before we end this. Freddie is probably one of my favorite content creators from back in the TF2 days, along with the G-Juice. These two were like the unbeatable European dynamic fucking duo, dude. I played so much fucking TF2 with these two. It's fucking ridiculous. We spent countless hours just like laughing and fucking voice chat at stupid shit all the time. And yeah, dude, Freddie, great friend. I'm glad you're on the podcast, dude. and just want to let you know that, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Right back at you.
Hey, okay. I appreciate
That warmed my heart a little bit.
Yeah, a little cold out there, a little heartwarming, a little ending to this. But yeah, I think that was a good time
Freddie,
to call it. Oh wait, sorry.
Hang on. Let me say something. But let me say something nice about Freddie.
Oh, my bad, bro. I didn't know. All right, go ahead.
Freddie and I have played Ultimate Chicken Horse together on numerous occasions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we always have a good time. Nothing else. And he's one of my run keeper friends, and we always like each other's runs. So
We do. I really appreciate that.
we have a special bond.
That we do.
You're not trying to outdo my bond with fucking Fred.
Right, my turn.
Right?
I've played video games with both of you guys. Thanks for listening.
Who's your favorite?
It better be me,
Well-
dude. Otherwise, I'm canceling this fucking episode.
All right, we'll see you next time.
He said me, by the way. All right, see you guys
No,
next
I
time.
didn't.
Yeah.
All right.